Okay, we are live for the Brahmas against the Roughnecks. A few minutes later than I wanted to. Sorry about that. But we are here. Brahmas Roughnecks today, the final game of week 3. Should be a good game between two in-state teams in the state of Texas. Oh, and we're just kicking off now. Didn't miss a single thing. See, I timed that perfectly. Alright, so the Brahmas will get the ball here. Here's a short wobbly kick, but it's going to bounce at the 14, fielded on 2 bounces by the Brahmas return man. And on the return, he's got space. Up the sideline. Down the sideline to the 50-40. He's forced out of bounds at the 39. What a return there for whoever number 10 of the Brahmas is. A fantastic start. And let's find out who that is. Sorry, I also realized it was really slow. I'm not sure why it's doing that. Give me a minute. But a great return for the Brahmas sets them up in excellent field position at the 36-yard line of the Roughnecks. So here's a 1st and 10 cone and shotgun. Here is going to be the handoff to Balaj. He's going to bounce this outside, break a tackle, and get up to the 29, gain of 5, maybe 6 on the play, maybe even 7. I'm not completely sure. I've confused myself. Jack Cohn last week became the first XFL player to have 3 passing touchdowns and no interceptions this season. Alright, sorry, this is really slow and really laggy at the moment. Sorry about that. 2nd and 3. Here is to give to Balaj. Once again, he breaks through the line of scrimmage and is up to the 15-yard line. Back-to-back, really good runs for the Brahmas so far. Give me 1 second to get the comments up. Okay, here's a 1st and 10 from the 16. After back-to-back good runs, here's Conan shotgun. Here, he's going to keep this one. It's not the most mobile guy in the world, but just pulled it because Balaj was swarmed over 2 defenders, and he's able to dive forward for a yard. Give me a second to get everything running smoothly. Alright, here is a 2nd and 9. Here is going to pass for the first time today. He's walking to the end zone. Now he's flushed out of the pocket, rolls out left, and now he's going to tuck it and run. He's got a blocker in front, and he's going to head it bounce at the 9-yard line. A good pickup there for the Brahmas. And I see your comment. You said you're going with the Roughnecks. I agree, although I would prefer the Brahmas to win, but I really don't have a preference. Alright, here's a 3rd and 3 after the scramble. Balaj exits the backfield. Cohn, quick throw. That is caught for a Brahma touchdown. Number 18. That is T.J. Vasher with a 9-yard touchdown catch for the Brahmas, and they have a great start to the game. Alright, make sure to vote on that poll. Who do you guys think will win, Brahmas or Roughnecks? I've got the Roughnecks, but I could see it going either way. Brahmas opting to go for 1 point here from the 1. Go for 1 from the 2. The Brahmas on 1-point conversions are 3 of 4. The rest of the XFL is 4 of 12. So they're just going with what's worked. Here's Cohn under center. Here is play action. Looks to throw. Now he goes to the end zone. That is caught by the same guy for the conversion, and it is now 7-0 Brahmas. TJ Vasher with the catch and the conversion gets the Brahmas on the board first. Give me 1 second to get the rosters up for each team so I actually know who we're talking about. Okay. So far, everyone who has voted on the poll has said the Roughnecks will win. I would agree, although, as I said, I prefer the Brahmas. So here is the Brahmas kick it away after a great kick return and a good drive. Here is kick going to go out of bounds at the 12-yard line. So now I don't know the rule for the XFL of what it goes out of bounds on a kickoff. But Brandon Silver's onto the field as the Roughnecks quarterback. He had himself a nice game last week in the win over the Renegades, who narrowly defeated the Guardians 10-9 earlier today. So here is a 1st and 10 for the Roughnecks with 12:29 to go in the opening quarter. They will begin at the 45-yard line of the Brahmas. So tremendous starting field position for Brandon Silvers in the Roughnecks offense. Here is an empty backfield for Silvers. He looks to throw. Going to dump this off underneath to number 6. Don't know who that is. And he's going to pick up 6 yards on the play. Number 6 is Travell Harris. Brandon Silvers has 4 passing touchdowns this season. That's tied for the most in the XFL through 2 weeks or coming into this week. Obviously, other guys like Ben DiNucci and AJ McCarron are now ahead after their tremendous performances. Here is Silvers to throw to the outside. That is going to be caught by number 9, and he's going to gain about 7 there. That's Nick Hawley, a versatile running back who plays more of a slot role than a running back. I don't know if I've actually ever seen him line up in the backfield. From the 31, here's a 1st and 10 for the Roughnecks. Here is the give to Borghi, and he's going to go down for maybe a loss of a yard or just got back to the line of scrimmage. But not much space to run there, as he is taken down right there. The Brahmas have one of the better defenses in the XFL. Roughnecks also with a pretty good defense. Here is a 2nd and 10, so they just marked that one no gain. Here is Silvers to throw. Brahmas bring a blitz. Quick throw to the outside. That is going to be caught by 13. Let's see, who is that? That is Jonte Kirkland, and he gained about 7 or 8 on the play there. So far, results in the poll, 60% of you guys say the Roughnecks win, 40% say the Brahmas. I would agree with the 60%, but I definitely think this game could go either way. Okay, here is a 2nd and 3. Silver's in shotgun here. He looks to throw. He's going to go deep down the sideline, overthrows everybody, in incomplete. Holly, the intended receiver. That'll bring up a 4th and 3 as they went for it all on 3rd and short and could not connect. Looks like they're going to keep the offense out there from the 24-yard line. Let's see, will they snap this? Just try to draw him off. It appears they're just going to try to draw him off. They still got 10 seconds left of the play clock. 4th and 3 from the 24. Silver's in shotgun here. And they are going to snap it right here with 2 seconds left to play clock. Quick throw that is going to be caught for a Roughneck first down. He gets it up to the 20-yard line. And he moves the chains. Hi, how are you? Who do you have winning this game? Kirkland with the catch there, his second so far today. It's your birthday? Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Here's a 1st and 10. Here is the give to Borgie on the delayed give, and he's got a few broken tackles inside the 10-yard line, and he's pushed down to the 8. Good run there, gain of 12. Alright, the same age as me. Cool. Here is a 1st and goal from the 7. Here is Holly in motion. Silvers pump fakes and goes underneath. That is caught for a Roughneck touchdown. Javante Kirkland, 3rd catch of the opening drive, and he gets it in for a Roughneck touchdown as they... Oh, I just realized I never put the Brahmas score up on the scoreboard. A 7-yard touchdown catch gets him on the board, and it is now a 7-6 ball game. Let's see what they opt to go with here on the extra point. I believe the Roughnecks usually go for 2. They are going to go for 2 as the ball currently lined up in the 5-yard line. Looks like we got some confusion defensively for the Brahmas of who's supposed to stay in and who's supposed to come out. But here is a 2-point conversion attempt from the 5. Silvers in shotgun. Here he looks to throw to the end zone. That is caught for the 2-point conversion, and they take the lead. It is now 8-7. Roughnecks, after both teams with very good opening drives, result in touchdowns, and both teams also able to convert their or pick up their extra point attempt as well. The opening drives for each team, the Brahmas went 5 plays, 36 yards, taking 2:31 off the clock because they had a tremendous kick return that got him all the way to like the 36-yard line. That was a 59-yard return. And for the Roughnecks, they had an 8-play, 45-yard drive, taking 3:59 off the clock. After also having a short drive, they started at the 45-yard line due to the kickoff going out of bounds. So make sure to vote on the poll if you guys have not already. So far, 57% of you guys have said the Brahmas win. 43% have said the Roughnecks. I'm going to make this a bit darker just so you guys can see it a bit better, because I feel like it's hard to see with the white color in the background. And I also put a poll out in the community tab of my channel, where you guys can make sure to frequently check for polls, who you think will win, updates, anything like that. And it said, who do you think will win this XFL game? 62% of you guys said the Roughnecks, 38% said the Brahmas. Alright, so waiting for them to come back from commercial break here after each team with a quick opening drive gets them on the board. It's currently an 8-7 Roughnecks lead with about 10 minutes to go. 8:30 to go in the first quarter. Alright, so waiting for them to come back from commercial break here. What XFL teams are playing in week 4? Good question. Let's check. Next week we've got the Roughnecks visiting the Guardians. We've got the Brahmas at the Sea Dragons. We've got the Renegades visiting the Battlehawks. And finally the Defenders hosting the Vipers. Here is the return for the Brahmas by number 10. I don't remember his name. And this time not an amazing, well, not quite as good of a return, but he's still up to the 35-yard line. But we do have a flag down, so let's see if that stands. Number 10 for the Brahmas, that is Travis Johnson. That return will come back due to a holding penalty. Alright, so 1st and 10 for the Brahmas with 8:23 to go in the first quarter. Here's Cohn under center. Balaj the back, lined up several yards behind him. Alze Mack, the tight end, in motion. Here is play action, Cohn to throw. He is going to dump it off to Balaj out of the backfield. Balaj turns upfield, and he's got 6 yards. Maybe a 7th yard. Brandon Silver's Roughnecks quarterback on the opening drive. He was 5 of 6 for 32 yards and a touchdown. They mark 8 yards on the previous completion. Here is a 2nd and 2. Johnson in motion. Here's a 2nd and 2. Cohn is going to hand off to Balaj, and he is going to get taken down right at the line of scrimmage to bring up a 3rd and 2. Alright, here is a 3rd and 2. Cohn in shotgun for this 3rd and short. Looks to throw, and he's going to try to dump it off to Kalen Balaj, running back out of the backfield. That pass batted down at the line of scrimmage and incomplete. So that'll bring up a 4th and 2 for the Brahmas. Crazy Brahmas. They've been solid so far. Not amazing, but I mean, they've been a good team. Here is a 4th and 2. The Brahmas will send on Brad Wing, the former NFL punter, to punt it away. And it will likely back deep to receive for the Roughnecks. He struggled with fumbles last week with 2 of them on punt returns, but is back there for this upcoming return. But before the punt, we've got a delay of game on the Brahmas. That'll back them up 5. What teams are playing in week 5? I'll get to that in a second. Here's a 4th and 7 after the penalty. I've noticed some teams have had trouble getting their special teams units on time without taking delay a game. So that's definitely something to keep an eye on. Here's a 4th and 7 on the punt. Likely is going to field this at his own 27. And on the return, he looks for space, and he's not got much space. He's going to get from the 27 up to the 30-yard line. And that is where the Roughnecks will take over. 1st and 10 for their second drive after their defense forces a punt. So getting to your question, what teams play in week 5. Week 5, which is the halfway point in the season, the Sea Dragons host the Roughnecks, the Defenders play the Battlehawks, the Guardians play the Vipers, and the Renegades play the Brahmas. Give me 1 second just to check something real quick. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. I just answered what XFL teams are playing in week 5. I answered a second ago. But in week 5, Roughnecks, Sea Dragons, then Defenders, Battlehawks, Guardians, Vipers, and Renegades, Brahmas. So far, results on the poll, 56% of guys have said the Roughnecks win, 44% have said the Brahmas. Make sure to vote if you guys have not already done so. I have the Roughnecks winning, and while we wait for them to come back from commercial, I will check the score I've got. Give me 1 second. So my score prediction is 23-21 Roughnecks. Okay, so they're back from commercial break here. The Brahmas going to get the ball back after the kickoff. I just did answer... I just did look it up. Here is... Wait, how did the Roughnecks have the ball? Oh, because they just punted. I'm thinking the Roughnecks just scored. Never mind. But lose a yard there on 2nd and 11. Or on first intent to bring up a 2nd and 11. So 2nd and 11 here. Holly in motion. Here is Silvers to throw. Pump fakes and is just going to throw this one away. So here is a 3rd and 11. After the loss of yard and the throwaway. Here is Silvers to throw. He's pressured. And he's going to go deep down the field. He's got a receiver. That is Kirkland. He's forced out of bounds at like the 45-yard line. But you got multiple flags down on the field. I'm not sure if he had a free play or what the case was. Offside, so he did have a free play. Good job by Silvers to recognize the situation and take advantage of it and go hit a good-sized play down the field and convert on 3rd and 11. So here's a 1st and 10. Brandon Silver so far 7-9 for 60 yards and a touchdown. Nick Holley in motion. Here is the give to 26. I forgot his name. He's got a good run. Spin move inside and gains 11 on the play. Number 26 there for the Roughnecks. That is 26. That is Bryce Alney. Probably said his name wrong. Here is a 1st and 10 for the Roughnecks with 4:30 to go in the opening quarter. Once again, Holley in motion from left to right. Had him in motion a lot so far. Here is Silver's back shoulder throw, and that is incomplete. He was looking for Kirkland once again. He's been the favorite target so far today. But that one falls incomplete. Here is a 2nd and 10 for the Roughnecks. Here is Silvers in shotgun. Holley in motion once again. Here is Silvers. He is going to roll out right and on the run. He's looking downfield, going to fire downfield, and that is incomplete. Two guys were fighting for it. I didn't know if either one had a foot in bounds. Apparently neither did. And it's incomplete. And that'll bring up a 3rd and 10 here for the Roughnecks. They already converted on 1 3rd and long this drive. Let's see if they can do it again. So far the results on the poll is tied up 50-50. So you guys pretty split, as I was when I was picking this game as well. And now we got a timeout called for by the Roughnecks. Play clock at 0. Go Brahmas. So now, I would be rooting for the Brahmas if I had to pick, but I'm a Guardians fan, but I was between the Guardians and the Brahmas when I was deciding which team I should root for, because my favorite college football team is Notre Dame, and obviously the Brahmas have Jack Cohn as their quarterback, former Notre Dame quarterback, and also former Notre Dame tight end Alize Mack. But I opted to go with the Guardians because they were the team I rooted for in the XFL in 2020. You don't remember who's playing in the XFL Week 5? I'll repeat it one last time. Yeah, just give me 1 second. Here is a 3rd and 10 for the Roughnecks. Here is I just said 3rd and 10, but 3rd and 10 from the 33. Silvers in shotgun. Borgie the back line up to his right. Holley in motion. Here is Silvers. He's pressured, and Silvers is dragged down back the 40-yard line. That's going to knock him back at a field goal range. And that is a big sack there by 42 of the Brahmas. That is Mike. Oh, I have no idea how to say this guy's name. Turvdo? That's cool. It's good. I got your reasons you just like him because of the you own a few Brahma cattle. That's cool. That's very cool. Here's the punt. It is down at the 10-yard line, and that is where the Brahmas will take over for their 3rd drive so far. And the team's playing in Week 5. To answer your question, Roughnecks Sea Dragons, then the Defenders play the Battlehawks, the Guardians play the Vipers, and the Renegades play the Brahmas. Alright, here is a 1st and 10 for the Brahmas at their own 10-yard line. Cohn in shotgun. Here is the give to number 9. He breaks through initial contact into the secondary, and 15-yard run there. He's out of bounds at the 25. Number 9 for the Brahmas is, let's see, who is that? That is Jaquez Patrick. He is the second running back behind Kalen Balaj, who's one of the XFL's rushing leaders. Here is a 1st and 10 from their own 25. Cohn in the pistol. Patrick remains in at running back. And he's going to get the give here running left. Cuts us back up the middle and another good 6-yard run for Jaquez Patrick. Brahmas have been one of the teams who's been able to run the football pretty effectively. Although last week they were shut down, but they had a great game passing the football with 3 passing touchdowns. I'll get to your comments in a second. Here is a 2nd and 4 from the 31. Again, they will go back to Patrick here, and Patrick is going to gain 3. That's what forward progress will get him. And that'll be a 3rd and 1. Week 6, just so you know, if you go to XFL.com and then you go to the schedule, it's the schedule section on, I believe it's the top left. You can check, but I'll get to that in a second. Who's favored to win the XFL title this year? I believe that would be the Roughnecks. I'll get to that after this play, but I think it's the Roughnecks. Here is Cohn on the keeper, and he is not going to get back to the line of scrimmage. Maybe lost half a yard. Not the most mobile guy in the world, so it's interesting to see that they're going to run with him a lot, or a bit more than I expect. Not necessarily a ton, but he's not a very mobile quarterback, so it's interesting. I can understand trying to catch him off guard with a quarterback run or something like that, but you've already shown them that at least once already today, so I'm a little confused why they do that again. I like having the opportunity to have the ball in the quarterback's hands and have him take off and run in a short yardage situation. I would just prefer to have a more mobile quarterback. Here is the punt, likely calls for a fair catch at his own 26, and that is where the Roughnecks will take over, leading 8-7. Oh, we got a flag down. Hold up. The first quarter also set to come to a close, as there's only 7 seconds remaining. During the kick, holding on the Roughnecks, that's going to back them up. After the penalty. Who do I think will win? Who do I think will play in the MLB first AL wildcard? Wow, that's a loaded question there. I'll get to that in a second. 1st and 10 from the 16. Here is the give to Max Borghi on the final play of the quarter, and he is taken down after a gain of 9. Quarterback and running back, not a smart play. So now, agreed, your quarterback isn't a running back, but I mean, I don't mind the idea of occasionally getting your quarterback involved in the run game, even if it's something like a short yardage situation like that. But I mean, I like Jack Cohn as a player a lot, but he's not a player you should be running a option play like that with. But yeah, and especially when you got a good running back with Kalen Balaj, you should go just run the football straight ahead. But getting back to your question of who's favored to win the XFL, coming into this season, that was actually the Defenders at plus 300, closely followed by the Roughnecks. I thought it would have been the Roughnecks, but it was actually the Defenders. And getting to your other question, who play in the MLB first AL wildcard game? I would go probably somebody from the AL East. I don't remember the exact playoff format. Hold on, let me check real quick. But I will have MLB videos coming out in the future as the season gets closer. So it's now a best of 3 wildcard series. Let's see. So in the AL, it's 3-6 and 4-5 in the playoff format. So I would go. So that's going to be the worst division winner, which I would go. We'll go the Guardians against the. The Guardians against the, let's see, 6th seed. We'll go the Guardians against the Twins and the Red Sox against the Rays. And for sure, it's not a bad idea to run in short yard situation, but if you've got a good running back. Yeah, definitely. Kalen Balazs is one of the better running backs in the XFL. If I had to guess, he's probably top 3. Because Sea Dragon's got a great running back, Morgan Ellison. And the Roughnecks got a good running back, Max Borg. But I would probably say Balazs is a bit better. But yeah, definitely, I would probably have just run it like just a regular run right there. And speaking of quarterback runs, the Roughnecks have put Cole McDonald, their more mobile quarterback, in here. And here is the keeper. He's going to bounce this outside, and he is going to lose a yard on the play. Could not get back to the line of scrimmage. That'll bring up a 3rd and 3. And now we've also seen teams like the Roughnecks with Cole McDonald, or like the Defenders with Derek King, putting their more mobile quarterback in the cases of McDonald and King, and then run a option play like that. So they've got kind of like a running quarterback. Here is a 3rd and 3. Brandon Silver's back in the game at quarterback. It's in shotgun here. And it's direct snap to Borgie. And Borgie's got a 1st down. He's gained 5 on the play. Wow, that's some creativity there. I was not expecting that. That's a good play there. I like that play right there for the Brahmas with Max Borgie taking the direct snap, even though it looks like Brandon Silvers is wound up right there. And then having Silvers fake it like it's to the side of him. Wow, that's a really interesting play. I like that play. Here's a 1st and 10 from the 28. Silvers in shotgun. Here is the give to Borgie, and he is going to slip through a tackle and gain 4 on the play. Who do I think will play in the World Series? Oh, hold on. Max Borgie down on the field after that run. Hopefully he's okay. But the World Series, let's see. Let's go. Oh, that's tough. But that is really tough. But let's go with let's go with the Yankees, partially because I'm a Yankees fan, but I think they got one of these years they got to make the World Series. And you're a Giants fan, okay? I don't know. I think the Giants, they're a good team, but I don't necessarily think they're a team where they can make it out of a really, really good National League. That's got some teams like the Phillies, the Dodgers, the Mets are good. The Phillies, Dodgers, Mets, Braves. The Padres added a lot this offseason. I think it's just going to be too much for the Giants to get out of the National League. But we'll go with World Series, Yankees against... It's really tough. Well, I'm going to go Yankees-Braves. If I had to pick now. Obviously, I will have more MLB videos coming out in the future, so make sure to keep an eye out for those. In fact, I'm not sure if you're going to be paying attention to the World Baseball Classic at all, but I've got a video coming out on that, I believe, tomorrow. Alright, so waiting for them to come back from commercial break here after the injury, so hopefully Max Borghi's okay. As he's been a good player for the Brahmas, for the Roughnecks so far. As he has 30 yards so far today. And also a good receiving threat as well. Alright, so waiting for them to come back from commercial here. The Roughnecks with the football for a 2nd and 6 on their own 32-yard one with 13:28 to go in the first half. Alright, so Borghi over on the sideline walking as he heads to the medical tent. Hopefully he's okay. It's a good thing to see him walking. Dodgers Twins in the World Series. I could definitely see that. Definitely could. I think the Dodgers, that was a great team. And then the Twins, I could see them doing that. I think it'll be a bit more challenging, but I could definitely see them as like a sweeper pick. Here's a 2nd and 6 over the middle that is caught by Brandon. Not by Brandon Silvers. Silvers throws it to Burnett, number 1, and he makes the catch there. Number 1 there is Dante Burnett for the Roughnecks. Oh, you got the Twins winning, okay? Here is a 1st and 10. Number 2 for the Roughnecks in motion. Don't know who that is. Here is Silvers going to take a shot down the sideline. That is... Did he catch that? Is that a catch? They're going to say that's a catch. Well, what a catch there made by Kirkland. As I thought that hit the ground, but that's a really nice catch. And now we got play stopped. Here's a good look at it. Can't tell. Let's see. They're gonna take a closer look at this, but it's a very close one here. It's hard to tell 'cause it's really close. I think that ball moves when it hits the ground. But great effort there. But I think that's gonna get called back. MVP for the World Series of 2023. For my World Series or for yours, the Twins Dodgers? But if it's saying for yours, the Twins and Dodgers, if you got the Twins winning, we'll go Correa. And for mine, Yankees Braves, I'd go someone like Aaron Judge. Alright, so let's see. They're taking a look at this here. It was ruled a catch on the field. And the call on the field stands because there's not enough to overturn it because they lose sight of the ball behind the defender. So the call on the field of a completed catch stands, although I thought that might have hit the ground, but it's too hard to tell. Jonte Kirkland so far, 5 catches, 74 yards, and a touchdown for the Roughnecks. Here is Silvers over the middle, that is caught inside the 10-yard line. He's taken down at the 4. First down. For the Roughnecks. That catch was made by number 10. That is Justin Smith, his first catch today. Current drive, 7 plays, 80 yards for the Roughnecks. And we've got a timeout called for by Brandon Silvers as the play clock hits 0. So that leaves the Roughnecks with 1 timeout remaining after spending 2 because the play clock was winding down. The Brahmas still with all 3 timeouts remaining, and remember, if a team runs out of timeouts, that means they cannot use their challenge, as you need to have a timeout. You spend the timeout to challenge the play, and then you challenge. The timeout is restored if the challenge is successful. Get your comment in a second. Here is a 1st and goal for the Roughnecks from the 4 with 11:21 to go in the first half. Max Borghi back on the field. That's a good thing to see. And here is the touch pass and spin moves into the end zone for a touchdown. Jonte Kirkland having himself a nice day so far, as it is now 14-7 Roughnecks. That's his 2nd touchdown of the day. So he's now up to about 6 catches for 77 yards and 2 touchdowns, if I recall correctly. Let's see what they opt to go with here on the extra point attempt. If it's going to be a 2-point attempt from the 5-yard line. Cole McDonald in at quarterback. Quick throw to the end zone. That is picked off and no good. Picked off by number 1 of the Brahmas. That is Wu Barku. And the score will stay at 14-7. You're playing MLB The Show at 22. Who should win the NL wildcard games? Braves versus Dodgers. Wow. I'll go Dodgers. Alright, so waiting for them to come back from commercial break here after the second touchdown by the Roughnecks. And Jonte Kirkland now up to oh wow, I actually got that correct. 6 catches, 77 yards, and 2 touchdowns on 7 targets. Has been a very reliable target for Brandon Silver so far today. And on the season, this is going to be thrown off because it is updated from this week as well. But he's still in 3rd place with receiving with 204 yards. Oh, that includes today's numbers, so that makes sense. But they update their stats live with the as the game moves along. Alright, so for waiting for them to come back from commercial break here after the Roughnecks extend their lead and make it 14-7. After a good 8-play, 84-yard drive to open up the second quarter. Alright, so they're back from commercial break here. It is now 14-7 Roughnecks. And here is the return from the 7. And return to the 29-yard line by number 10 of the Brahmas. Let's check who that is. We'll get your comment in a second. That is Travis Johnson. Who should pitch for the Dodgers? Walker Buehler or Tyler Anderson? I'd probably go with Buehler. And if you enjoy gaming and stuff like that, I actually have a gaming channel that you might be interested in. It is Super Sports Central Gaming, and I will be posting baseball content on there shortly as we get closer to the season. Here is Cone to throw. He rolls out, escapes the rush, still looks downfield. Now he's just going to tuck it and take off for a yard. We've got a flag down. It is going to be holding, so that is going to back the Brahmas up. And it will now be a second and about 20. Oh, first and 20. Sorry, you keep the down. I did not remember that. Here is a first and 20. For the Brahmas, backed up their own 19 here. Cone in shotgun. Balaj exits the backfield. They fake the swing pass out to him. Cone is now going to throw this at the ground, because Patrick, the intended target, after they tried to set up the screens, they faked the swing pass out left to Balaj, and then they had Patrick go on the screen to the right, and that the play was just blown up, nowhere to go. So Cone just throws it at his feet. Here's a second and 20. Patrick remains the running back. Wind up to the left of Jack Cone. Second and 20. Cone to throw. Quick throw. Caught for about a gain of 6 on the play, maybe 7, by Johnson. And we got a flag down in the play, so let's see what that is going to be. We've got some kind of illegal formation on Brahmas against Alizé Mack. Apparently wind up the wrong spot. And that's going to back him up even further to a second and 25. Results your game 10-2. Player of the game is Chris Taylor. Cool. Here is a second and 25. Alizé Mack in motion. Here is Cone to throw. Over the middle, it is off the hands of Alizé Mack and incomplete, and that leaves him with a third and 25. Updated results on the poll. It is still 50-50. 50% of you guys say the Brahmas, 50% say the Roughnecks. Make sure to vote if you guys have not already. 3rd and 25 from their own 9. Sorry, 14. From their own 14, 3rd and 25. Cone in shotgun. And that'll back them up even further as we got a false start on the left tackle, number 77 for the Brahmas. And that'll back them up even further. The next game is the Twins versus the Guardians. Let's go with the Twins. So that backs the Brahmas all the way up to a 3rd and 30 from their own 9. Cone in shotgun here. He looks to throw. And he's just going to check this down underneath the Alizé Mack. And Mack is going to get it up to the 21-yard line. Get him some breathing room and enough space to punt so they're not in the shadow of their own goalpost. But still, way a distance away from the first down marker. It is 4th and 18. And the Roughnecks will get the football back. Their defense has been playing really well after an opening drive touchdown. Here is likely calls for a fair catch at his own 28-yard line. And that is where the Roughnecks will take over. Alright, here is a 1st and 10 from his own 28-yard line. Here is Silvers in shotgun. Here they go with that same exact look as they go to Borghi on the direct snap. That point not as successful. Twins leading against the Guardians, bottom of the 9th, 5-2. Okay, very cool, very cool. Here is a 2nd and 14. Silvers in shotgun, Borghi the back line up to his right. Silvers is going to shovel this one forward to Borghi, and he's going to break this one outside. Borghi to the 35, goes up and over, and he's taken down at the 36. And that'll give him a 3rd and a yard and about a 3rd and 1, 3rd and 2, 3rd and short. Alright, here is a 3rd down. Here's Borghi to the outside, and he's going to break through contact and get himself a 1st down up to the 44-yard line. And the Roughnecks move the chains. Give me 1 second just to check something. 1 second. Max Borghi, 7 carries, 33 yards so far today. Here is Silvers. He sets up the screen to the 2nd string running back. I forget his name. And makes some nice moves across midfield. He's still on his feet to the 40, to the 35. And he's taken down at the 32. A flag comes in. But a big screen play. For the Roughnecks. Let's see. Will this play stand? So, I don't know exactly what the penalty is there. Automatic first down. Oh, okay, so what happened there, I'll explain it in a second. Or I'll explain it right now. Is when defensive backs come up and dive at the legs of offensive linemen on screen passes, that's actually a penalty, so they called it right there. Here's a 1st and 10. Silvers pump fakes. Now he goes to the end zone. Silvers just overthrows his intended receiver. Number 6. Travell Harris. No balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Now 2 strikes. The Twins and Guardians game is tied with 5-5. Bases loaded at the bottom of the 9th. Very, very cool. Interesting comeback there. Here is a 2nd and 10 for the Roughnecks. They put their mobile quarterback, Cole McDonald, in. He's got an empty backfield here. McDonald is going to try to take off and run, but he has nowhere to go, and he's going to lose 2 yards there. And that'll bring up a 3rd down for the Roughnecks. And now Brandon Silvers will re-enter the game at quarterback. A little over 5 minutes to go in the first half. Here's a 3rd down. Play clock winding down. They get the snap off, 2 seconds to go. And play is blown dead. We've got a timeout called for by the Brahmas, their first of the half. They've got 2 remaining, and the Roughnecks with 1 timeout remaining. That stops the clock with 5:01 to go. Now 0-2 and 2 outs for the Guardians against the Twins, bases loaded in the bottom of the 9th. Wow, they could definitely come back and take the lead. Here is a 3rd and 11. Brandon Silver's numbers so far is 13 of 18 for 165 yards and 2 touchdowns. Let's see if we can add to that here on this 3rd down. Third and 11, 5:01 to go in the first half. Here is Silvers in shotgun. He's got an empty backfield. Brahmas bring a blitz. Silvers goes to the end zone. He's got a man, and it's a touchdown for the Roughnecks. Dante Burnett makes the touchdown catch, and the Roughnecks extend their lead. It is now 20-7. An 18-yard touchdown catch there for Dante Burnett. And the Roughnecks extend their lead after a 7-play, 72-yard drive, taking 3:39 off the clock. They're going to opt to go for 2 here from the 5-yard line. They put Cole McDonald in at quarterback. I will get to your comments in a second. McDonald, the mobile quarterback, in here. He's got a 2-point attempt. McDonald is going to take off and run up the middle. McDonald is in for a touchdown. Or, I should say, a 2-point conversion. So it is now 22-7. As the Roughnecks extend the lead. 2-1 for the Guardians against the Twins. Okay. Alright, so 22-7 here for the Roughnecks over the Brahmas so far. Brandon Silvers tonight, 183 yards, 3 touchdowns on 14 of 19 passing. And now, the Roughnecks, they're a really good team. Because, I mean, obviously we know that. Because I feel like the Brahmas are a really good team as well. Not quite the level of the Roughnecks, but I feel the Brahmas are also a quality football team. This kick fielded at the 15, and Johnson takes down at the 24. Not a great return there. Now 2-2 for the Guardians against the Twins, okay. Total yards is quite lopsided so far. The Roughnecks have over 200. The Guardians, the Brahmas at 80 total yards. Let's see if they can add to that with this drive. Here is Cone. He's going to hand off to Balaj for a gain of 3. So that gives him 2 yards to make it a 2nd and 8. Twins now make it extra innings top of the 10th. Okay. Here is a 2nd and 8. Empty backfield here for Jack Cohn. Cohn to throw. Here's a quick throw, low throw, caught for a gain of 6 on the play by number 6. That is Fred Brown. And that brings up an upcoming 3rd and 2 here for the Brahmas. They're 1 of 4 on 3rd down so far. Here is Cone and shotgun. Balaj the back line up to his right. Cone to throw. He's pressured, steps up in the pocket, and he's going to throw downfield, knocked away, and incomplete. 18, the intended receiver was looking for a flag. That is TJ Vasher. Looking for a flag. There is no flag. The entire Brahmas team looking for a flag. They cut to it late, so right as the ball got there, so it's hard to tell. And now Hines Ward calls for a timeout, as that is the Brahmas' second. They're challenging. The Brahmas are challenging the ruling on the field of no pass interference. So San Antonio is challenging the ruling on the field that there was no pass interference on the previous play. He probably does get there a little bit early. It's a low throw to begin with. They're saying in the replay center they don't have enough to overturn it. But while they take a look, I think you just got to stick with whatever you call on the field. They called no pass interference, and they're going to stick with that. But the Guardians make it bases loaded against the Twins, top of the 10th with no outs, while they are destroying the Twins pitching staff at the moment in your game. So now the Brahmas, they use their challenge and are now out of challenges for the remainder of the game, and each team now with one timeout left in the first half. Likely backpedals all the way to his 9-yard line when he feels this punt, and on the return, Likely is then swung down at the 13. And that is where the Roughnecks will take over offensively with 2:52 to go in the first half. Twins lose 6-5 to the Guardians in the show wildcard game. Okay. I know to predict that one correctly. It's a 1st and 10 from their own 13. Silver's in shotgun. Borgie the back line up to his right. Here is the delayed give to Borgie, and Borgie is able to break another tackle, is still on his feet, and he is able to get 11 yards. A pretty physical run for a guy who's not that big. Max Borgie is only 5'10". He's not the biggest guy in the world. So, a pretty physical run for a guy who's not that big. Here is a 1st and 10 for the Roughnecks. Play clock winding down. Silver's empty backfield. Got the snap off here. Silvers looks to throw. He's going to go take a shot down the field. He's got a step. And that is... Oh, wow! What a catch! Behind the defender. What a catch. Reaching back behind him. That's a great catch by number 6 of the Roughnecks. That's the Brahmas roster. Travell Harris. What a catch. Reaching back behind the defender. Looking around him. That's a great catch. And that also brings us to 2-minute warning. What a catch there by Travell Harris. Who will win Game 1 of MLB The Show 22 NLDS Series? Cubs versus Reds. Who will win the series? I'll go with the Cubs. Alright, so that brings us to the 2-minute warning. Alright, so waiting for them to come back from commercial break here at the 2-minute warning. So far, the results in full, everyone's split 50-50. So far, it's looking like the Roughnecks have this one, but I mean, you never know. Alright, so still waiting for them to come back from commercial break here. Oh, actually, they're back. Never mind. They just got back as I said that. Here's a 1st and 10 for the Roughnecks at the 34-yard line with 2 minutes to go in the first half. Each team with 1 timeout remaining. The Roughnecks with their challenge remaining. The Brahmas have already spent theirs and it was unsuccessful. Silver's 225 yards, 3 touchdowns on 15 of 20 passing. Here's his 21st pass attempt. Silvers goes for it all to the end zone, overthrows everybody and complete. Dante Burnett, the intended target. He had caught a touchdown earlier today. But that one incomplete. Playing the ALCS, who will be the Tigers, Blue Jays? Who will win the series and who will win NLCS Cubs, Dodgers? I'll go Dodgers and Blue Jays. Here is a 2nd and 10. Silvers is going to hand off to the running back. He's going to break a tackle, cut it back up the field, and is going to get inside the 20, taking down the 18. We got a flag that comes in, so let's see if that run is going to stand. 26 for the Roughnecks. That is Bryce Allen with the carry there, but that run going to come back to the holding on offensive tackle Ryan Pope, number 77. Here is a 2nd and 17 after the penalty. This is a 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Here is Silvers. Throws, zips one into a tight window. That one's incomplete. Dante Burnett, once again, the intended target. But that one is knocked away by Barku. He's had himself a nice game so far. Third and 17. Here is the delayed give to Audi, and he is going to gain 6 on the play. And that'll bring up a 4th and about 11. And the Roughnecks, are they going to try a field goal? It's going to be a long field goal if they opt to go for one. They are going to go with the field goal. Hunter Duplessis, I probably said his name wrong. He is 4 of 4 on field goals. Here's a 52-yard field goal attempt. This will not be easy. He's long as 42, so this would up his long by 10. And make it a 25-7 game. From the right hash, on 4th and 11, a 52-yard field goal attempt. The kick is up. It is wide right, and it's going to stay wide right, not incomplete, and it's also short. And the score will stay right where it is. The field goal is no good. So the score will stay at 22-7, and the Brahmas will take over with good starting field position at their own like 35-ish, maybe 40-yard line. And they're in a good position to potentially get themselves right back in this game. Because you make it, score a touchdown, you make it an 8-point game, even if you only go for 1. And get that, obviously. But you should score a touchdown and get 6 points here. It's still a one-score game. So they take over at their own 42. They've only got 88 total yards, whereas the Roughnecks 280. Let's see the Roughnecks, if the Brahmas can up that on this drive. There is an incomplete pass to the return man Johnson. He was the intended receiver. A minute 30 to go. You'd imagine Brahma's going to try to do a lot of stuff to the outside, as there is not much you could do over the middle with not a ton of time to work with. I mean, a minute 30 isn't bad. And also, no timeouts. So, here is Cone. He's going to dump this off to Buaj. Buaj is going to turn upfield. And he is going to get himself a first down. Across midfield, we got a flag down, though. Buaj gains 12. We've got a flag. The Dodgers won the NL. Okay, cool. Okay, so that play will not count, as we got a holding penalty on the Brahmas. So that'll back them up. It's on their left tackle, number 77. Where's the hold there? If they called it on the right guy, there's no hold there. Here is a 2nd and 20. For the Brahmas, backed up at their own 33. With 1:22 to go in the first half. Conan shotgun. Here he looks to throw. He's pressured. He's going to roll out right. Jack Cohn on the run. He is going to take off and scamper out of bounds after getting a 5. Maybe 6. So they're going to give him 6 on the scramble. Your movie show 22 World Series goes to the Dodgers. Cool. Here is a 3rd and 14 here for the Brahmas. They are 1 of 5 on 3rd down so far today. This is going to be a difficult 3rd down at a 3rd and 14. Cohen to throw. He's pressured right away. He's going to go down the sideline, and that is... Did he catch that? The Roughnecks say no. And they're going to mark that incomplete. And that'll bring up a 4th down, and the Brahmas will be forced to punt it away. No, he didn't. The foot was out of bounds. The left foot came down well out of bounds first, and the Brahmas will be forced to punt it away. Good effort there. Nice catch if he was able to keep his feet in, though. But a good play from Jack Cohn in the pocket. Evading the rush, and then delivering a good throw, and caught a catchable pass. The only thing is the receiver couldn't keep his feet in, so that's not on him, that's on the receiver. Here is punt going to check up, and it'll be down at the 19-yard line. That is where the Roughnecks will take over. 57 seconds to go. 1st and 10. So Silver's on the Roughnecks back onto the field with 57 seconds and a timeout to work with. Brandon Silver so far has got 3 touchdown passes and a little over 200 yards. Had himself a really nice game so far. Here is a 1st and 10. Silvers looks to throw. He is going to get swung down for a sack. Also 4 on the play. He's taken down back to the 15-yard line. Your World Series is Blue Jays versus Dodgers. Who do I think will win? Dodgers. So 2nd and 14 after the sack. 30 seconds to go. They opt not to spend a timeout. I mean, no reason to when you go backwards there. And let's see, what are they going to opt to go with here on 2nd down? They're just going to take a knee. I mean, no reason to not be content to go to the half. You're up 22-7, and you're going to get the ball to start the half as well. So the Roughnecks, they're sitting in an excellent position. After 1 half of play, as they find themselves up 22-7. And also getting the ball to start the half. So they're in a great position to add to their lead after halftime as well. But we reach halftime. I am going to go take a very short break, as I do at halftime of every game. But before that, some updated results in the poll. 53% of you guys have said the Roughnecks will win. 47% say the Brahmas. Would agree with the Roughnecks, especially after their first half. They look really, really good. Okay, but make sure to vote in the poll if you guys have not already. Let me know your your updated score prediction, and who you guys have winning in the comments. I will be right back in a few minutes. So, vote in the poll. Let me know your updated score prediction. I'll get to all that stuff when I come back, and I will be back in a few minutes. Alright, I'm back. Thank you guys for staying with me. And, sorry, that took a bit longer than I had planned. Okay, but, I'm back. Roughnecks lead the Brahmas 22-7 at halftime. Some updated results in the poll. 56... Oh, sorry, I bit my tongue when I said that. 56% of you guys have said the Roughnecks will win. 44% have said the Brahmas. It's been a pretty good game so far. The Roughnecks have definitely controlled the game so far, as they have had a really good first half, putting up 22 points against a solid Brahmas defense. Now, my updated score prediction, we will go 30... We're going to go 34 to... Updated score prediction. 34 for the Roughnecks. And... 34-20. Final score. Getting to some stats so far. Now, we'll get to the stats and then I'll say what I was going to say there. But starting off for the Roughnecks, actually, you know what? We'll start off with the Brahmas. Jack Cohn only 4 of 10 passing for 35 yards and a touchdown. Rushing for the Brahmas, because Patrick 3 catches, carries 24 yards, sorry. Kalen Balaj 4 carries, 22 yards, and Jack Cohn 4 carries, 13 yards. Receiving, Alize Mack 1 catch, 12 yards. TJ Vasher 1 catch, 9 yards and a touchdown. Kalen Balaj 1 catch for 8. Fred Brown a catch for 6. Jacquez Patrick and Travis Johnson have both been targeted once, but have not holding a pass. For the Roughnecks, their stats: Brandon Silvers is 15 of 22 for 225 yards and 3 touchdowns. Max Borghi is their leading rusher, 8 carries for 44 yards. Bryson Alney is second leading rusher, 3 carries, 19 yards. Brandon Silvers 1 carry for a loss of 1, which was just a kneel down. And Cole McDonald 2 carries for -2 yards. Receiving for the Brahmas, not for the Brahmas, for the Roughnecks so far. Jonte Kirkland 6 catches, 77 yards, 2 touchdowns. He's given himself a monster game so far. Travell Harris 2 catches, 48 yards. Dante Burnett 2 catches, 31 yards and a touchdown. Justin Smith a catch for 25. Bryson Alney also a catch for 25. Max Borghi 1 for 12. Nick Hawley 1 for 8, and Ben Putman 1 for -1. So now, what I was going to say is, the Brahmas, they've had success running the football. They've actually got more rushing yards and more yards per rush than they have more passing yards and yards per pass. So, I mean, they really haven't ran the football a ton. If you've had success running the football, why would you go away from it? Run the football. I'd like to see them pound the rock in the second half. As, I mean, their first drive, they had some great runs, then they just went away from it. I understand you're down, you don't want to be running the football a ton. But, like, they should run the football a bit more. And, comparing some team stats real quick. Before the second half begins. Alright, team stats from the first half. The Roughnecks have ran 38 total plays, Brahmas with 21. Total yards, 275 for the Brahmas. For the Roughnecks, 94 for the Brahmas. Yards per play, 7.2 to 4.5 in favor of the Roughnecks. First downs, very lopsided in favor of the Roughnecks, 16-3. Third downs, the Roughnecks convert on 57%, and the Brahmas convert on 17%. Fourth down efficiency, the Brahmas have not attempted a fourth down. Roughnecks 1 of 1 on fourth down. Passing yards 215 to 35 in favor of the Roughnecks. Neither team has thrown an interception. Yards per pass 14.3 for the Roughnecks, 8.8 for the Brahmas. Roughnecks with 3 passing touchdowns. Brahmas with 1. Roughnecks have also allowed 2 sacks for a loss of 10 yards. The Roughnecks have not gotten to Jack Cohn. Rushing yards, very, very even, 60 to 59, slightly in favor of the Roughnecks. Yards per carry, that is in favor of the Brahmas, 5.4 to 4.3. Neither team has a rushing touchdown, and the Brahmas with 7 penalties, the Roughnecks only with 2. Neither team has turned the ball over so far. And time of possession, 12:29 for the Brahmas, 17:31 for the Roughnecks. Athletics win the World Series and MLB The Show. Okay, those are kind of that's kind of a sleeper team. And I saw your comment of the Dodgers winning the World Series. Cool. Okay, so second half should begin shortly. The Roughnecks currently lead the Brahmas 22-7 after a good first half, seeing 3 passing touchdowns from quarterback Brandon Silvers. It also hasn't helped. The Brahmas haven't been great offensively. Alright, so the team's back on the field here to start the second half. The Roughnecks will look to extend their lead and go up even further as they get the ball to start the half. They currently lead this one 22-7. Make sure to let me know your updated score prediction. Who will win after we've seen one half play? I've got the Roughnecks by a score of 34-20. The kick is away. Borghi fields this at his own 14. And on the return, Max Borghi up the middle of the field. Now he's going to bounce this out to the right side. Goes up and over a guy. And is up to the 33-yard line. He jumped really high on that one. He's got springs in his shoes. Who in the Masked Singer Season 9? I have no idea. I don't watch. Here is a 1st and 10 for the Roughnecks from their own 32-yard line. Number 6, I forget his name, he is in motion. Here is Silvers, he's going to dump this off to the running back, Alney. And he's going to make a few guys miss. And he gains 7, maybe 8 on the play. He's going to gain 7 where the official spot will come in. Here's a 2nd and 3. Silvers in shotgun. He looks to throw. Here's a quick throw to the outside that is caught by number 80, and that could be a horse collar tackle. They're not going to give him one. But a number 80, that is Putman, makes the catch there. And that'll bring up a 3rd and 1 for the Roughnecks. An early 3rd down here in the second half. A 3rd and 1. They could run the football, they could throw the football. They're going to put Cole McDonald in at quarterback. Look to go quarterback sneak, it appears. McDonald under center here. We've got somebody right behind him. They're going to go quarterback sneak, but McDonald does not go your traditional up the middle because he sees they crowd the line of scrimmage. He's going to bounce it outside, and he gains 3. Heads up play by Cole McDonald. And right as I saw they had McDonald in, I was going to say, if I'm the Brahmas, what I do here is I put Cole McDonald in at quarterback, and I run some kind of designed run with him. And what did they do? Exactly that. Silver's back in at quarterback. 1st and 10 from his own 46. Silvers looks to throw. He's going to dump this off to his running back, Max Borghi. Borghi in space is unable to get away from his first defender of the season, gains 3 on the play. Here is a 2nd and 7 from the 49. Here is the gift to Allen. He is hit right as he gets the ball. He loses 2 on the play. 45 of the Brahmas defense. Alright, let's see. Who's that? 45. Delonte Scott almost meets him as he gets the football. And forces a big loss of 2 on the play. Some updated results on the poll. 59% of you guys have said the Roughnecks will win. 41% have said the Brahmas. So a 3rd and 9. Silvers looks to throw. And we got play blown dead. Looks like we're going to have a pre-snap penalty. Okay, here's a 3rd and 14. Silver's empty backfield. They operate from their own 42. Silvers looks to throw. He's going to go take a deep shot down the field. Receiver's got a step. Oh, it's off his fingertips. And incomplete. Number 10. I think that's Justin Smith. Yeah, I was going to say Smith, but I didn't want to say incorrectly. Incomplete. That brings up a 4th and 14 here. And the Brahmas defense forces a punt. And their offense will come out onto the field for their first possession of the second half. First punt they forced today. Aaron's Robinson Jr. back deep to receive. Robinson from his own 15 on the return. He's going to break this outside. And now look for Wayne. He's just going to plunge forward up to the 22-yard line. We got a flag down, so let's see what that is going to be. And how it will impact the starting field position of the Brahmas. If it's after the kick. Or during the kick, I should say. So we got a flag down with 11:06 to go. Let's see, what is this going to be? Unsportsmanlike conduct on the Brahmas. On number 9, I believe that is? Or number 8. It's on Cameron Kelly. Defensive back for the Brahmas. Here is the give to Kalen Balaj. He breaks the tackle. Balaj picks up first down across the 20-yard line. He's taken down at the 22. See? The Brahmas, when they run the football, they have success. A gain of 12 there. You're not going to gain 12 every time you run the ball. But why do they go away from it is my question. Run the football. First and 10 at their own 23. Kalen Balaj, 5 carries, 38 yards, averaging 7.6 yards a carry so far. Here they go back to him, running left. Balaj is not going to gain anything this time, after having to dodge a defender in the backfield. Balaj, a former NFL running back, with, I believe, the Chargers and the Jets and a few other teams as well. He was never a starter, but saw some action. I recall 2 seasons ago with the Chargers when they had some injuries at the running back position. Here's a 2nd and 10 with 10 minutes to go in the third quarter. From their own 23, Cone in shotgun. Balaj exits the backfield. Here's Cone. Quick throw that is tipped and almost intercepted. Tipped at the line of scrimmage. Number 13 was the intended receiver. That is Darius Robertson Jr., who was the Brahmas returner. Here is a 3rd and 10. Cone in shotgun. Balaj the back line up to his right. Number 6, I don't know who that is, in motion. Cone is just going to throw this at the feet of Balaj. They tried to set up the screen. The pressure got there almost instantly. They just had 6 guys. Oh, actually, I don't even think they were trying to set up a screen. They were just trying to get a pass protection right. And they were unable to. Here is Likely on the return from his own 31. On the return, he is going to get up to the 34. Wow, productive there for Will Likely. And that is where the Roughnecks will take over. At their own... Let's see, where exactly are they? At their own 33-yard line. So waiting for them to come back from commercial break here, the Roughnecks lead the Brahmas 22-7. They got the football back with a 1st and 10 after their defense forces yet another punt. We've seen a lot of Brahma punts so far after their first drive, which was a very successful first drive. Some updated results on the poll. 61% of you guys have said the Roughnecks win. 39% have said the Brahmas. I would agree with the majority that has said the Roughnecks there, especially after a great first look. Or a great first half. After looking great in the first half and a solid start to the second. Give me 1 second just to check something real quick. Give me 1 second. Alright, so waiting for them to come back from commercial break. After the punt, the Roughnecks with the football. After their defense forces a punt. Jack Cone now having himself a great night. 4 of 12 for 35 yards and a touchdown. Their offensive line has not been great, especially in pass protection. which is why Jack Cohn has not had a ton of time to throw the football. Whether it's been rolling out and having to throw on the run, or whether it's just having to throw it at the feet of his running back who's standing like 5 feet away from him. The offensive line has not been great, although he has not been sacked at all. Here is a first down for the Roughnecks at their own 33-yard line. Holly in motion. Here is Silvers to throw. He's going to find Borgie out of the backfield, and Borgie is going to lose a yard. On the little swing pass out of the backfield to bring up a 2nd and 11. Here's a 2nd and 11. Silver's in shotgun here. He looks to throw. Silver's to the outside. That is picked off! Intercepted by number 8 of the Brahmas. And that is just what the Brahmas need. Something to finally start going in their direction. Cameron Kelly, the guy who got the unsportsmanlike conduct penalty before, comes up with the interception there. The first turnover of the day by either team. And Kelly comes away with it diving in front of the intended receiver Putman and giving the Brahmas good field position. A much needed big play made by the Brahmas. Whether it was offensively, defensively, or special teams, they just needed something to go their way. Hi, how are you? How are you today? So the Brahmas with the football here, 1st and 10 at their own 45. At the Roughnecks 45. Here is Cohn off play action. He looks to throw. Now Cohn going to take off and run. Jack Cohn is going to dive forward for a gain of 7. He's not the most mobile guy in the world, but he can definitely scramble around a little bit like you see there. But he's not someone you're going to be running like these designed runs with or anything like that, aside from like a quarterback sneak. How am I? I'm good. How about you? How are you today? Here is a 2nd and 3 for the Brahmas from the 42. 43, actually. Here is the gift to Jaquez Patrick up the middle. Patrick breaks through initial contact and has got it up to the 30-yard line. Actually, 30 mark at the 31, but he picks up first down for the Brahmas. Oh, wait, we got a flag down. That has also been another thing with the Brahmas. Their offensive line hasn't been great in pass protection, and whenever they get a solid play, it always comes back due to holding. Or they get called back due to an illegal formation. The second one on Alizé Max so far today wound up incorrectly. Oh, you're cool? Thank you, I appreciate that. Here is a 2nd and 8 after the penalty. Cohn in shotgun. Number 6 in motion. I don't know who that is. One of their wide receivers. Here's Cohn to throw. He's pressured. Quick throw over the middle. That's caught by Alizé Mack and the 2 former Notre Dame players, despite not playing for Notre Dame in the same team. On the same years, they were able to hook up there for a gain of 7. Here's a 3rd and 1. I'll get your comments in a second. 3rd and 1 for the Brahmas. Cohn in shotgun. Patrick to back wind up to his right. Here is the gift to Patrick. He's got a first down. And because Patrick is up to the 30-yard line, some Roughneck lost their helmet on the play. But we've got a first down for the Brahmas. Who do I think will win the San Francisco Giants play on opening day of the 2024 regular season? I have no idea. Let's go. So, like, you're asking what team I think they'll play? If I'm understanding correct, just confirm that for me. So I'm answering you the right question. Here's a 1st and 10 from the 30. Cohn hands off to Patrick once again. This time he's going to lose 2 on the play. That'll back him up to a 2nd and 12. Yes, okay, so, what team do they play? I'm gonna say the San Francisco Giants open the season playing, we'll go with the Texas Rangers. Here is a 2nd and 13 for the Brahmas after a loss of 3 on that run. Cone in shotgun. Here he looks to throw. Quick throw. That is going to be caught by Alize Mack, and Mack is going to get up to the 25-yard line to bring up a 3rd and a lot more manageable than 3rd and 13. Here's a 3rd and 5 for the Brahmas from the 25. Empty backfield here for Jack Cone. He looks to throw. Tipped over the middle and incomplete. At home against the Rangers now. How about the Athletics? Who should they play? The Angels? Cone got hit in the face as he threw that one. And the Brahmas, they're going to keep the offense out there to go for it here. On 4th and 5. Like the decision, aggressive decision by Hines Ward. Here's a 4th and 5. Cone to throw. He's pressured. Going to go deep down the sideline. And that is... Oh, wow! Oh, incomplete. He had it for a second. A flag comes in. TJ Vasher had it for a second. Then as he hit the ground, it popped up. But a flag is in on the play. That would have been a spectacular catch on 4th and 5. Ends up incomplete, but we do have a flag. Let's see. Pass interference, defense on the Roughnecks. That's going to give the ball to the Roughnecks on the 2 or 3 yard line. How about the Dodgers? What AL team should they play on the road? The Orioles. Here's a 1st and goal to give to Jaquez. Patrick lowers the shoulder. He's going to get stood up at the line of scrimmage, which is the 2-yard line, by the way. And that'll bring a 2nd and goal. Some updated results in the polls. 65% of you guys say the Roughnecks win. 35% say the Brahmas. Make sure to vote if you guys haven't already. Here's a 7-play, 43-yard drive so far for the Brahmas after their defense gave them good starting field position at the Roughnecks 45-yard line because of an interception. Second goal here. 3 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. Cone in shotgun. Here is the give to Patrick. He bounces this outside, and he's in for a Brahmas touchdown. A much, much needed score. Their first score since their first drive of the game. It is now 22-13 as Jaquez Patrick runs it in from 2 yards out. I didn't love that look running the football for the Brahmas with a lot of guys lined up the line of scrimmage, but Patrick able to bounce it outside. I thought go with some kind of quick pass because it looked like they were in man coverage. But here is a 2-point attempt to make it a 22-14 game. Balaj, the running back, in motion. Here's a 2nd and 2. Cone looks to throw. He's pressured, escapes the rush. Now Jack Cone's got to throw it, and he's going to throw it back across the field to nobody. That'll fall incomplete. And it is now an 11-point game. Actually, no, it's a 9-point game, so it's still a 1-score game. as it is 22-13. That is a 9-point game. So it's still a one-score game, because remember, you can go for threes. We see the Sea Dragons go for three all the time. Who should the Astros play in the AL at Chase Field? Wait, no AL team plays at Chase Field. Is that a trick question? The Diamondbacks play at Chase Field. Alright, so waiting for them to come back after the Brahmas with a much, much needed touchdown. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Oh, you're moving the Dodgers to Chase Field, okay. And Kershaw got traded to the Astros. Interesting. Alright, so still waiting for them to come back from commercial break here. After the Brahmas touchdown, which they desperately needed, as before that touchdown, they hadn't scored since their first drive. And on their first drive, they had a good kick return that got them up to the 45-yard line, or even further, I think. And then, so now both drives, they've had good starting field position. So, maybe that's the key. Good starting field position will lead to offensive success for the Brahmas. Here's Borgie on the return. Gets it up to the 36, 37 maybe yard line. I don't know what the 37 maybe yard line is, sorry. Maybe the 37-yard line. And that is where the Roughnecks will take over. Brandon Silver's on their offense back onto the field. Nick Hawley in motion here. Here's a 1st and 10. Silvers is going to hand off to Alney, the running back, and he's going to gain 3 up to the 40-yard line. Brandon Crawford gets traded to the Dodgers with a 15-year contract in real life. Yeah, that did not happen in real life, I can tell you that, because no team has given Brandon Crawford, who's 33 years old, a 15-year contract. Here is a 2nd and 7. Silvers in shotgun. Alney remains in at running back. Hopefully I'm saying his name correctly. I don't think I am, but I'm just calling him Alney, because that's what it seems like would be correct. 2nd and 7. Silvers looks to throw. He's going to swing this out to Alney. And he slips and then goes down for a loss of... for a gain of 3. For real? Okay, I'll check in a second. But I doubt that. 3rd and 5. Silver's in shotgun here. Silvers is going to set up the screen to Allen. He's got some blockers in front. And Allen is going to dive forward for the first down. He gained 6 on the play. Needed 5. Alright, here is a 1st and 10, under a minute to go in the 3rd quarter. Here is Borgie with the give. He gets the give here, and he is going to gain a yard. I just saw a video on the Dodgers channel that he just signed with the Dodgers. Don't check for real. Wait, what? That makes no sense, okay? What do you mean, don't check for real? You want me to check, or you don't want me to check? Okay, here is a 2nd and 9. Silver's in shotgun here. Borgie the back line up to his right. Here is Silver's to throw. There's a quick throw caught by number 2. And he's going to gain 8 there up to the 43-yard line to make it a 3rd and 1. Number 2 there for the Roughnecks is Cedric Bird. Oh, don't check. Okay. I won't. Alright, so at the end of the 3rd quarter, the Roughnecks lead the Brahmas 22-13. But it is still anyone's game. It is a 9-point game, which means it is a 1-score game in the XFL. Give me 1 second just to check something real quick. Okay, but we head to the 4th quarter. The Roughnecks lead the Brahmas 22-13. And they've got the football here. Aaron Rodgers traded to the Raiders, signed a 100-year contract with the Raiders. For real, just a minute ago. Okay, yeah. No, I don't believe that. No way. Traded to the Raiders, yet Aaron Rodgers hasn't made his decision yet. And he's not signing a 100-year contract with the Raiders. I actually do think Rodgers will get traded to the Raiders, but he's not signing a 100-year contract. Alright, so waiting for them to come back from commercial break here after the... or as we enter the 4th quarter. You're the new Raiders quarterback. You'll sign a 100-year contract. Well, who would sign a 100-year contract? But, that's not true. How are you the new Raiders quarterback? Here is a 3rd and 1. 15 minutes to go in the game, or the entire fourth quarter. Here is a quarterback sneak. McDonald on 3rd and short. It's going to pick up the first down up to the 41-yard line. Got 2, needed 1, and the Roughnecks moved the chains. Hi, how are you? How are you today? Here is a 1st and 10 for the Roughnecks from the 41-yard line. Silver's in shotgun. Here he's going to hand off to Max Borghi. And Borghi is going to gain about 6 on the play. Sorry, that was actually not Brandon Silvers. That was Cole McDonald. He remains in. You're Odell Beckham Jr.? Cool, cool. Here is a 2nd and 4. McDonald is going to throw a quick pass out to Bird. Bird is going to stay inbounds and make this another 3rd and 1 situation where I would not be shocked to see them go quarterback sneak. Third and 1, let's see. It's actually 3rd and 2. Yes, I do know who Odell Beckham Jr. is. He's an NFL wide receiver. Here they go quarterback sneak, and I don't think McDonald got that. I think he's short. I don't think he got that. Third mark at 4th and 1. The Roughnecks are 1 of 1 on 4th down so far today. Do they go quarterback sneak again? They will most likely go quarterback sneak again. McDonald under center. Play clock winding down. Here they snap this, and McDonald, I don't think he got it again. Maybe the second effort, but I don't think he got that. I think he's short. Let's see. Let's wait for the official call. I think he's just short. That is going to be really close. You'd have to imagine they're going to take another look at this. He had to get to the whatever yard line that is right there. I think it's a 31, and I don't think he got that. I don't. Maybe right there on the second effort. That's close, but I don't think he got that. You're Odell Beckham Jr. I don't believe that, but if you are, actually cool. Don't check if Brandon Crawford is signing a contract with the Dodgers. Yeah, I'm not. He's not. I know that. This is really close. They're taking a closer look at that. They're reviewing the play. I think he's just short. Yeah, they're going to give him the spot comes in short. As they take the chains out to measure it, the clock comes in... Sorry, not the clock. The spot comes in short. You're the same person as before? Oh, okay. Just on a different account. So yeah, it's Brahmas football as they are short on back-to-back quarterback sneaks. So here is a 1st and 10, cone to throw for the Brahmas. Here he is pressured, and he is going to Is that a fumble? That's not a fumble. That's... There's no way that's a fumble. Get some glasses. There's no way that's a fumble. He switched it to his left hand, and he clearly threw that with his left hand. There is no way in any league, college, the NFL, anything, the XFL, that is that a fumble. No chance. Incomplete pass. Okay, there we go. No way is that a fumble. You're Odell Beckham Jr. Okay, cool. I still don't believe you, though. So 2nd and 10 here for the Brahmas after an incompletion. Here is Cone to throw once again. It's going to go deep down the field. He's got a step, and that is... Oh, intercepted! Intercepted! By number 3 of... the Roughnecks. We got a flag down. Ineligible receiver downfield. Gene Harris, if I said his name correctly, picks it off. I'd like to get a replay of this. TJ Vasher, the intended receiver, is injured on the play. He's over on the sideline limping. Hopefully he's okay. Wow, he just took it right out of his hands. What an unbelievable interception. He just stole it out of the hands of TJ Vasher. Wow. You're signing a 16-year contract with the Buccaneers. Okay, yeah, sure. Alright, so waiting for them to come back after the interception. After the unreal interception. I mean, that was a good interception. I mean, you don't see many interceptions like that where the defender just takes it out of the hand of the receiver as he's going to the ground. I mean, you don't see that every day. Insane interception there. So waiting for them to come back from commercial break here after the interception. The official attendance for tonight's game is 11,309 people. The attendance for the previous games at this stadium I don't know. I can't find that at the moment. Alright, so they're back from commercial break here. Roughnecks with the football at their own 29. Here's the give to Max Borghi. And Borghi is going to break a tackle, and he's taken down right at the 29-yard line. And a lot of work to get back to the line of scrimmage. Baker Mayfield signs a 7-year contract with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Yeah, again, I don't believe that. Here is a 2nd and 10. Holly in motion. Here is Silvers in shotgun. Borghi the back line to his right. Silvers to throw. He's going to find Borghi at the backfield, and he is hit right there for a loss of 2. Barku with another big play. He's been a good player in the secondary for the Brahmas so far today. Here is a 3rd and 12. Third and 12, empty backfield for Silvers. He looks to throw, rolls out right. Silvers keeps looking downfield, and he is just going to throw this one away. That'll bring up a 4th and 12, and the defense forces a quick 3 now after the interception. Jenny Harris now has 3 interceptions. Who was the guy who picked off Jack Cohn before on a really spectacular interception. Now has 3 interceptions, tied for the XFL lead. Here's a 4th and 12. Brahmas defense forces a quick 3 and out. And we got a flag down on the field before the snap. It is going to be a delay, a game penalty, and that'll back him up 5 yards. Alright, here's a 4th and 17 here. The punt is away. The second punt forced by the Brahmas. Here's a shorter kick. It is going to... Did that get muffed? I don't know. If it did, I'm not sure you can advance it. Let's see. It may have gotten muffed. It was a short kick, and it bounced near a Brahma, but it's going to be hard to tell if it bounced actually off one of them. Is a 1st down for the Brahmas. So Brahma football. Alright, so waiting for them to come back from commercial. Not commercial, sorry. Just waiting for them to come back from their little, I don't know what to call that, their all access, I guess. Here's a 1st and 10 for the Brahmas at their own 45. Cohn to throw. He's going to roll out right. Jack Cohn is now going to dive forward. This guy's got to learn how to slide, so he just doesn't dive everywhere. He's going to dive forward for gain of 6. That'll bring up a 2nd and 4. Second and 4, we got early movement by the Brahmas. That'll back them up 5. Here's a 2nd and 9 after the penalty. 9:14 to go in the game. Cone in shotgun. Here he looks to throw. There's a quick throw to the outside that is caught by number 10. That is Johnson. For a gain of 8. That'll bring up a 3rd and 1. Third and 1. Let's go. I'd like to see some kind of simple run up the middle or quarterback sneak. They go quarterback sneak, and I don't think he got it. He did not get it. That's going to bring a 4th and 1. They're going to keep the offense out to go for it. Agree with the decision here. Cone under center. They go quarterback sneak again, and this time, oh, they were pulling that ball back. I don't think he got it. No, the spot's going to come in and say first down. That is awfully close. First down. What I'm doing there, instead of a quarterback sneak, let's go some kind of play action rollout. That's what I would like to see. That is awfully close. First down, they snap the ball, so they can't go back and change it. Here's Patrick with the carry, and a good carry of 7 yards there. And we got a late flag that comes in as well. Unsportsmanlike conduct on the defense. That is going to be on Kerry Vincent, their corner. Unsportsmanlike conduct penalty that I'll give the Roughnecks Brahmas 15. First and 10 here. 6th penalty of the day for the Roughnecks, the Brahmas with 10 penalties. Here is the give to Patrick. No, sorry, that's Balaj, and he's going to gain a yard. Here's a 2nd and 10 from the 22. Cone pump fakes, now throws to number 10. That is Johnson, and he is going to gain about 7 on the play to make it a 3rd and 3. Here's a 3rd and 3 from the 16-yard line. Cone in shotgun, empty backfield. Here he looks to throw. He's going to go to the end zone. That is incomplete. We've got a flag down. Flag is down. Incomplete pass. He's looking for Johnson. Travis Johnson, or Johnson, whoever you say his name. It's on Johnny Harris, the guy who had the pick earlier. That's a little grabby in the end zone. And then I'll bring up a 1st and goal for the Brahmas. Current drive, 7 plays, 53 yards. And the Brahmas could realistically tie this game up right now with a touchdown and a 3-point conversion. They've got a 1st and goal from the 1-yard line after the penalty occurred in the end zone, so that automatically puts the ball on the 1. Brahmas, when they've gotten to the red zone, they've scored touchdowns both times. Brown in motion. Here is the give to Patrick. Jumps over a guy. He is stuffed at the line of scrimmage. Sorry, that was not Patrick who got the ball. That was Kalen Balaj. He had to jump over his lineman and another defensive lineman on the ground. And then, as he was landing, he got met right there at the 1 yard line. Here's Conan shotgun. Here is the gift to Balaj, and he reached the ball over, and I think he's got a touchdown. No, he's going to be short. Both spots from each side come in and say short. No, I think that's right. I think he's down just short. Here's a 3rd and goal. Cone under center. Here is quarterback sneak. And did he get in? They're going to say no. I wish teams would get a bit more creative here. They need a yard or even less than a yard. Do something other than just go quarterback sneak straight ahead. I guess that's probably the best way to do it. But I mean, it's coming quite obvious in the XFL. Now, you're going for this on 4th down? You probably would, right? They're going to go for it on 4th down. Fourth and goal. Cone under center. How about some kind of rollout play action? Here we go. Here's... Oh, the gift to Balaj. He breaks the tackle, and he went nowhere. A big stand there for the Roughneck defense. Gives their offense the ball back with 3:51 to go. A goal line stand may have just won them the game. There's still plenty of time remaining. I think everyone knew a run was coming, which is why I love the idea of going some kind of play-action rollout right there. I think it was just a bit too obvious you were going to run the football. You had to change something up. Whether it would have been a... actual pass, whether it's just like a bootleg where your quarterback just runs into the end zone like that, but you've got to go some kind of play action. That's just not running the football right up the middle. Even a toss to the outside could work, but I just don't think you could just keep going right up the middle. And right up the middle, and right up the middle. I just don't think you could keep going that. Alright, so waiting for them to come back from commercial break here. Alright, so waiting for them to come back from commercial here. A huge goal line stand by the Brahmas. Keeps the game as a 9-point game. Now, they would have... If the Brahmas would have scored there, they would have needed to get the... They need to get out of the shadow of their own end zone. So... Alright, still waiting for them to come back from commercial here. Alright, still waiting for them to come back from commercial. Oh, actually, now they're back. Sorry about that. I was a little behind. Didn't realize that. But a run there gives them 6. Here is a 2nd and 4. McDonald in at quarterback. Here is... He gives to Borgie up the middle, and Borgie has a first down for the Roughnecks. Gains 5 on the play, needed 4. First and 10 here for the Roughnecks, 2:40 to go. After this upcoming play, I'm going to spend my first time out from Hines Ward and the Brahmas. McDonald is going to keep this one, and he is going to get stuffed right there at the line of scrimmage. Maybe even lost a yard now. Timeout. There's the first timeout. Okay. The first timeout called for by the Brahmas. They now have 2 remaining. The Roughnecks still with 3 remaining. And their challenge as well. Here is a 2nd and 10 with 2:25 to go. Alright, here is a 2nd and 10. Second and 10 from the 15. McDonald in shotgun here. Looks to throw. No, sorry, this is Brandon Silvers. And underneath, that is incomplete. We got a flag down on the play. So that'll stop the clock with 2:20 to go. It is holding on the offense. The penalty is going to be declined by the Brahmas, so that will bring up a 3rd and 10 with 2:20 to go. I'd probably also decline that, although you could definitely consider accepting that to go. To have it become a 2nd and 20, but I probably would take the loss down. Now the clock is running. I thought it was supposed to stop. The clock runs to the 2-minute warning. Or maybe it only stops if the penalty is accepted. But that's the 2-minute warning. The Roughnecks lead the Brahmas 22-13 with 2 minutes to go in the game. Alright, so waiting for them to come back from commercial break here after the... But 2 minutes to go here in... In the game, it is a... It's a 22-13 game. Roughnecks currently lead this one. Waiting for them to come back from commercial. Give me 1 second just to check something really quickly. Alright. So 2 minutes to go in the game. Roughnecks lead the Brahmas 22-13. Now remember, it is still a one-score game because of the 3-point conversion in the XFL. Alright, so they're back from commercial break here. We've got an upcoming 3rd and 10 for the Roughnecks. Brahmas defense desperately needs to stop. Roughnecks 7 of 13 on 3rd down so far today. Silver's in shotgun. Here he looks to throw. Silver's over the middle. That is caught to the 41-yard line. Timeout there with 1:53 to go by the Brahmas. Updated results on the poll. 67% of you guys have said the Roughnecks win. 33% have said the Brahmas. Definitely looks like the Roughnecks are trending in the direction of victory. The Brahmas really needed to stop on that play. Here is a 1st and 10 with 1:53 to go. They will need another timeout because the Brahmas do have another time. They will need a 1st down because they've got a... The Brahmas have another timeout, I believe. They have a timeout. I believe they're going to need a 1st down. So from their own 42, here is the gift to Max Borghi. Bounce to south side and force him out of bounds if you could. Instead, Borghi is going to go out of bounds with 1:49 to go. That'll stop the clock. But did he pick up another 1st down is the question. So 1st and 10 here for the Roughnecks. Here is a run of 4 yards there. And the final timeout is spent by the Brahmas with 1:43 to go. The Roughnecks still with all 3 timeouts remaining. Right now, the Roughnecks just hoping, the Brahmas just hoping to get the football back and hope to have another opportunity at the end zone, at a potential touchdown. Here is a 2nd and 6. 7-play, 51-yard drive so far. 143 has been taken off the clock. 143 remaining. Here is Silver's in shotgun. No, actually, he's gonna... Yeah, Silver's in shotgun here. Brahmas really need to stop. Here is the give to Audi, and he is going to get up to the 40-yard line to make this a 3rd and 2. And now they're going to have to snap this with about 1:10 to go. So say that takes 5 seconds, you get a stop. 1:05. Then 1:05, another 25 seconds off of that would be 40 seconds, right? If I do my math correctly. You have 40 seconds to go. Then you punt, that'll take another 5 to 10 seconds. Best case scenario for the Brahmas, you're going to have about 30 seconds to go. Well, do they punt? I'm not sure. They might be in fringe field goal territory. But you probably punt. You probably play some field position there, knowing you're up by 9, and instead of risking a field goal to be short or no good, then you give them the ball at like the 40-something. So you'd probably punt. So best case scenario for the Brahmas, you get the ball, you got to go about 90 yards. With no timeouts in about 30 seconds. Here's a 3rd and 2. Here is the give to Audi, and he is going to be... He's stopped. They stopped him. He is short. Oh no, apparently I didn't do my math correctly before. Because now they're going to be able to take this down to about 26 seconds. Call their 2nd timeout. And then they could opt to go for this. They're just trying to draw him off right now. So with 26 seconds, the Roughnecks spend their 2nd timeout. 26 seconds to go in the game. 4th and 1 upcoming. Let's see. What do they opt to go with here? Will they go for this? You're kind of putting it in an interesting spot right now. Do you go for it and risk not getting it, giving them tremendous starting field position? Or do you kick a really long field goal but risk not making it, giving them tremendous starting field position? Or do you punt, taking about 5 to 10 seconds off the clock, and then forcing the Brahmas to go about 90 yards, maybe even more, with no timeouts and in like 15 seconds? They're going to send on the punt unit. I agree with the decision. The Roughnecks send the punt unit out. Here is a low kick. It is going to be downed at the 11. So that kind of goes with what I was just saying. 18 seconds to go if you're the Brahmas. 18 seconds to go. 89 yards. No timeouts. The clock does temporarily stop on 1st downs, but I just don't think you would want to risk that. I think you'd want to use the sidelines. Just risking not being able to get there quite in time and spike it or run another play. 1st and 10 from their own 11. Here's Conan shotgun. 18 seconds to go. Oh, they got a free play. No, it's whistled down. The Brahmas wanted that free play so bad. That's a defensive penalty. So that'll give them 5 yards. So that gives them 5 yards. But now, yeah, they put the 3 seconds back on the clock, so 18 seconds to go. Now 84 yards to go down the field. 1st and 5 for the Brahmas. Cohen and shotgun. He looks to throw. He's pressured. He's going to shovel past this one. That's a good decision to let that bounce. That is a smart decision to let that bounce. 10,000 IQ play there by Kalen Balaj. I mean, yeah, you lose 4 seconds on the play there. But if you catch that, you run for, 3 seconds, risk getting tackled in bounds, and you got 10 seconds to go, 75 yards? I mean, it's still highly unlikely as it is. Here's Cohen to throw. And now he goes down for a sack. That's the game. They're going to try to get to the line and spike it. And the clock hits zeros. That is the final. Final score, 22-13. The Houston Roughnecks remain undefeated. They have never lost a game in franchise history. When you put together 2020 and you put together this season. They are now 3-0. This season, 8-0 in their franchise history. And the Brahmas are going to fall to 1-2 on the season. But still a very, very good team, I feel. Final score, 22-13. The Roughnecks have only trailed for 12 minutes and 50 seconds this whole season. In 3 games. So, 180 minutes, they've only trailed for 12. Pretty impressive if you would ask me. Alright, but that is going to do it for today's stream, everybody. Thank you guys for joining me. Make sure to like, subscribe, turn on notifications to notice any other upcoming videos. I do my best to post as often as possible. XFL Power Rankings will be out within the next few days. And some other videos as well. But thank you guys for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, turn on notifications. I do my best to post as often as possible. I hope you all have a great rest of your day or night. And make sure to subscribe, turn on notifications so you don't miss any of their upcoming live streams or videos. I do my best to post as often as possible. So I hope you all have a great rest of your day or night, and I will see you in the next video.